So my name's Rebecca and I work in the Property Consortium Drainage team dealing with the underground services. During my lifetime I've had a few different periods where I have felt incredibly lonely. I have found that it is not necessarily when you're alone that you feel lonely. You can be in a bad marriage and feel lonely like I was. You can be in a group of people and feel very, very alone. A few years ago I moved to Birmingham from the south coast. I was living in Sussex at the time. My marriage had ended, my kids had all grown up and left home, and I just made a decision to move and chose Birmingham because that's where my eldest son lived at the time. And I wasn't expecting to feel as low and as lonely as I did. I thought I was on an adventure, and it was the first time in my adult life that I had made a decision to go to a completely different town, to go on my own and not have anybody around that was supporting me. And I was really excited about it. And the first night in my new house, I laid and sobbed my heart out because I was so lonely. There was nobody there to share the adventure with, and that was really, really hard. And it took me a little while to get over that. Loneliness doesn't necessarily mean being alone. It doesn't mean not having any friends. It doesn't mean not going out. It doesn't mean not socialising. It means it's a feeling. It's a feeling inside you that just bubbles up out of nowhere, and it makes you sad. It makes me sad. It's really hard for people to recognise loneliness, because it can present itself in somebody just being a bit quiet, not wanting to go and socialise a lot with you. For me, when I'm out, I will get very introverted because I feel isolated, and I have to make a huge effort to socialise with people. Loneliness can be absolutely overwhelming, and in your head you can almost go into a spiral down. You feel lonely, so you can cut yourself off. So identifying it in other people can be difficult, because you can think people are being downright rude to you and they're avoiding you, but they're not necessarily. Not giving up on people is really important. Even if they are cancelling on you, if they seem like they don't want you around, just keep phoning them, keep sending them a message, because you never know when they're actually going to respond to you. Don't give up on us. I joined a choir because I love to sing, but I also got myself a dog. Having an animal that you have to take care of stops you focusing on yourself. A dog made me go out of the house. It made me socialise with other dog walkers, even if it was only just a nod and good morning. And often that turned into a chat about the animals. And the same thing with the choir. I wanted to be able to socialise. I wanted to have a shared project, and I've done some amazing things. I've sung in some amazing places, in cathedrals, in Symphony Hall in Birmingham, which is a huge event that we do, 900 people all singing together. It made me feel good to be able to do things with and for other people. And I think everything that I've done has been to take the focus off myself and stop me thinking about myself. And that doesn't mean I don't ever feel lonely, because I do. And I've made some huge decisions about helping other people. And I'm looking at doing some training to become a life coach, because I don't want anybody to have to feel the way that I feel. I think a lot of people presume that it's only little old ladies in their 80s that get lonely, because their husbands have died and their children have all grown up and they never visit them in the nursing home. It's true. They do feel lonely. But you can feel lonely from any age, and people are embarrassed to talk about it because they don't want to be seen as either having a mental health issue or having feelings that they shouldn't have, especially if they're in a situation where you wouldn't expect them to be feeling lonely. And that's not fair. We are all entitled to have our feelings, and we're entitled to talk about it and to do something about it, to take action, to stop feeling lonely, because loneliness makes you feel sad, and we are all entitled as human beings to have happiness and to have peace and joy in our lives. If we don't talk about it, nobody knows. If I don't tell you that I'm feeling lonely, how are you ever going to help me? Because you're not going to know. It's up to me and to all of us people that are feeling this way to talk about it. But it's up to the people that aren't feeling that way to accept us, to help us. When we ask for help, don't laugh at us. Don't get embarrassed about it. Don't try and brush it under the carpet. Just reach out your hand and say, okay, what can we do? What would make you feel better right now? Cup of coffee? Yeah, that'd be great. Should we go and get a bun from the bakers? They're always good. Just do something. Talk about it. We deserve better. And it's up to all of us to work together to make our lives better.